welcome to Roland's Reviews. We are still covering A Song for You by Robyn Crawford. We're on chapters 19 and 20. Let me mention some of you participated in my last live chat event, and we had the t-shirt giveaway as well as the Cash App giveaway. Well, let me tell you, next Sunday I will have another live chat, and I will be giving away cash prizes again, all right? So all you have to do is tell your family and friends to watch video, like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and you will be rewarded. We'll do that. You will be rewarded actually next Sunday during the live chat event. So if you have family and friends, I'm trying to build the channel before I move on to the next book, because I would like to get your input, your thoughts on the next book that you would like me to cover. If you look behind me, I have several, and I have more books that I'm going to order as well. So I need your input, folks. This is our channel. All right, so if you like or enjoy the content, like, share, subscribe, okay? So I'll start with chapter 19, Exhale. Robyn starts talking about all the awards that Whitney won. 1994, she won 5 NAACP awards, 5 World Music Awards. She won R&B Song of the Year for I Will Always Love You. She won the Sammy Davis Jr. Award for Entertainer of the Year. Remember, she had been booed at the Soul Train Music Awards, and then she won the award for Song of the Year, so whatever. And Robyn says, she was shocked that Whitney actually singled her out when she gave her acceptance speech for the Sammy Davis Jr. Award. And she said, and I remember this because I've actually watched the video. Some of you may have seen it also. Robyn talks about how Whitney said, "To my dear friend and executive assistant, Robyn Crawford, words cannot express. So I say to you, thank you. I love you. Your vision has not gone overlooked." So Robyn was like, wow, that was nice. Okay. And then she talks about how in 1995, they were out of the country. Bobby and his publicist were arrested. So we know, about that track record. Outside of a nightclub at Disney World. So of course it was always something. Then Kevin Ammons, remember, I've actually done one video on Kevin Ammons. He's the former proclaimed bodyguard of Whitney Houston, and he wrote a book in 1996, okay, about Whitney, and she was still alive. There were never any lawsuits, so I have that book behind me as well. And Robyn mentions here where Whitney's father was trying to pay Kevin Ammons to break her kneecaps. He wanted to rough her up, beat her up really bad. He wanted her gone. So, and this was all in the National Enquirer. So Robyn called Whitney. Robyn went to see Whitney. What's up with this? Whitney called her dad over to the house and was crying and was saying, "Robyn's my friend," and they squashed it. And Robyn said of course, Robyn let her mother know. And remember, Robyn's mother was dealing with HIV. And her brother had already died from HIV, AIDS. So Robyn's going through her own personal turmoil. So she starts talking about, Whitney pretty much she's doing too much. She is doing Waiting to Exhale. We know, okay, she signed on to do that, which she enjoyed. She enjoyed the camaraderie with the other ladies. And she was talking about, Bobby had taken her cream-colored Bentley that was gifted to her from the studio once she completed Bodyguard. He took it to Boston, and it was all shot to Hades. Him and a friend or whatever was killed. Bobby was uninjured, but his buddy was killed. So she just mentions everything Bobby Brown put his hands on, it just turned to dust. It just ended up in ruin, and she says that here in her book. So of course, she said Whitney was doing really well when she was doing the Waiting to Exhale movie. Then Bobby, they were on the outs, but all of a sudden he pops up then the next day on the set, Whitney was wiped out. She stayed up, probably, allegedly drugging with Bobby, okay? And so she talks about that. She talks about how her mom, again, her mom was doing okay, and then her health started to really decline. So Whitney gifted her $100,000 to help her buy the home that her mom wanted, and she talks about that, Actually, Whitney and Robyn had a little production company, and Pharrell Williams and his group, the Neptunes, were trying, this is before they blew, particularly Pharrell, before he blew up. And Whitney was interested at first, and then Bobby Brown got involved, and then all of a sudden Whitney was like, nah, it's okay. So just think, they knew Pharrell before he blew up, and they had an opportunity to do some work with him, and had it released. All right, so she talks about, she was angry. Her mom, had made it through domestic violence, and with no help from her father, raised 3 children, and got 2 degrees, BS and MS, so her mother was awesome. Eventually, hospice did have to come in, and then she talks about that, of course, and she said, she was afraid of death. Then she starts talking about, that's 96? The Preacher's Wife. And she was talking about how Whitney, physically, drugs take a toll, folks, and then all the work she was doing, Whitney was in no condition, but she signed on, and of course we know that album, I still say album, CD, the music for The Preacher's Wife, I mean, it was #1 forever, #1 selling gospel CD. So she talks about that. She talks about how, excuse me, Whitney, the Preacher's Wife was hard on her, particularly with the temperature extremes. And Penny Marshall, God rest her soul, told Whitney she could lip sync to church scenes. But Whitney looked out there, and when she saw the Georgia Mass Choir, she was like, nah, can't lip sync. And we know Whitney, regardless of what's going on in her life, she's not going to lip sync, okay? She also talks about, where are we? At Arista Records, they didn't want to get behind the gospel CD. I mean, whatever. We know Whitney did mostly pop, but her heart was with gospel as well, and they didn't want to support it. So whatever. It was a success anyway. So anyway, where are we? All right, so moving on. Robyn starts talking about, she was leaving work one day, she got a call from Sylvia. Sylvia was forever calling Robyn, letting her know what was going on. Bobby and Whitney were fighting again, and so Sylvia was always in the middle of it. So anyway, Robyn says that Whitney and Sylvia had flown from Jersey to Atlanta so Whitney could surprise her husband. They got there, banged on the door. Bobby would not open the door. Whitney went downstairs and tried to get a key. Of course, they wouldn't do that, so she got her own room. When they went back up, they finally got them to open the door. Bobby hops and spits in her face. She runs down the hall crying. So, it's just a mess. And Robyn says here, it wasn't an unfamiliar story. I mean, so Robyn, of course, talks about Bobby and his behavior and everything that he had done. And again, this is Whitney going on, with a steady decline, since she's been married to this guy. And she said that this scenario played out over and over and over again. Every time something happened, and she often said Bobby wouldn't do a lot of this stuff in front of her because he knew she would probably beat him up. And that's what one of the former security guards said, that they would fight often, and sometimes Robyn, would get the best of them. She talks about another time that Whitney joined Bobby on the road with Bobby, Chris, and Sylvia. And, Robyn said that Sylvia called her and said, Whitney looks a mess. She's basically in a room just doing drugs. Bobby's on another floor with one of his women. So, what a mess. And she also, remember now, Bobby, and we talked about this in the live last week, Bobby talked about he had never hit Whitney. Well, this particular incident at the hotel that I'm talking about now, after he spit in her face, he followed her, and she went to get, to her room to call her father. He took the phone and crashed her in the head with it. And Robyn said she just, fell down in a heap on the floor. So just a bad situation, folks. Domestic violence, no one wins, okay? But of course, Bobby's still saying that he didn't abuse her. Okay, Bobby. So anyway, she talks about how Sylvia called her, and Whitney was just in bad shape, and she was in a cheap hotel room, and Robyn flew there to Detroit, and she was going to try to sneak her out. Who pops up? Bobby pops up. Whitney tells Robyn to leave. So at that point, I think personally Whitney just probably just given up. And Bobby was mad that Robyn was there. Robyn also mentions that Bobby Christina wanted to spend more time with her parents, but it was so dysfunctional. She talks about how, pretty much she was shipped off to Aunt Bay on the weekends. So, folks, it was a bad situation. Whitney needed rest. She was in bad shape. She talks about another time where Bobby's upset. He's jumping on top of Whitney's Porsche. He's dragging Whitney. Sylvia runs and gets between them, and Whitney gets to run away. And Sylvia's yelling to Aunt Bay to open the door so Whitney can get away from Bobby as he's attacking her. So more and more she talks about how the pressures are just taking over her life. She called John Houston and told him, what was going on with some things. Robyn and John actually went to a treatment center to see if they could get Whitney in. And then also Clive Davis said that Whitney could use his place. But then her brother Michael came up, and Robyn said they disappeared in a back room for 2 days. So we know, of course, they were probably, doing booger sugar, as another famous YouTuber says. Okay, so that's going to cover those 2 chapters, folks. Bad situation all the way around. It is what it is. Unfortunately, when she married Bobby Brown, it was just a steady decline. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave some comments in the comment section. I will definitely respond. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next Sunday for the live chat event where we will have the money giveaway. Okay, remember, talk to your family and friends, and whoever has the highest amount of people, friends, family, foes, whatever, to like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. You will be rewarded, okay? Also, people that you have, you can email me and let me know the people, family, and friends that you have doing this so that I can give you credit, all right? Thank you for watching Rollins Reviews.